the stock market is sleeping. In particular, the S&P 500 has barely moved in the last 36 trading days. In the meantime, more investors are believing safety and stability has been restored. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we are going to talk about something that hasn't happened ever. Look at this. The market is bobbing and weaving around new highs. That's according to David Rosenberg, chief economist here. But more importantly, something that was said, and we need to cover it. We're going down in this paragraph. Negative momentum is picking up under the surface, even as the major stock indexes hit all-time highs or were close to them. Stocks in the S&P 1500 index weren't showing as much enthusiasm. Gauged by the relative strength index, an abnormally low number of stocks have seen extreme positive momentum, and a rising number are seeing extreme negative momentum. So here we have this chasm that has formed once again, adding to all the other chasms. And it seems to be that this same issue that has been going on since the beginning of this so-called bull market, fiat bull market, has been a problem ever since, never stopped. What is that? Essentially the fact that it is particular stocks which have sent the S&P 500, all the other stock markets, rising, particularly the S&P, that is. It isn't entire sectors which have been rising. You always see that there are a few stocks in particular, which if you were to remove those from each of the sectors, all of a sudden the picture looks completely different. Why? We have incentive programs available to central banks to purchase shares of these stock markets, and that allows them to push the price higher and higher. Why? Because they can just print up some money and throw it over there, and that's the way this works. You have these central banks creating liquidity at such a rapid rate, and they control what happens in the markets. Using their ability to manipulate liquidity, to dry it up as they see fit, to dole it out, that allows them to manipulate prices on a different level. So what we have here is a dry spell going on in the markets, but it gives the impression, as I said at the beginning, that everything is calm waters. Come on in. It sounds pretty good. Look at this, two charts. Interconnected charts. S&P 500 consecutive intraday less than 1%, and this chart, although it says ever, the chart doesn't go that far back, but regardless, you can see that it broke the record right here, going back past what we saw in 1995. And then looking at this, the S&P has gone 36 trading days without 1% move from high to low. It is sleeping. It's taking a nap right now. All right. And then this right here is the chart for the S&P. While you can see that it has moved up, in terms of actually the numbers themselves, it isn't that significant over the past month, in fact. So when you see these on a timeline here, it doesn't show exactly where the beginning of the year is, but percentage-wise, although it has been moving, it really is stagnating in comparison to what it was doing previously. The yuan fix, we're going back to a few weeks low here, and this has been a number that, although this chart only goes back a couple months, we can see some definite change happening with the rates, the USD yuan difference here. And I would say that this is something that is done intentionally. There's no denying that. You can't suggest that these are natural market forces because especially with the foreign exchange markets, we know that these are actually not manipulated as in under the table, behind the scenes. No, not at all. They are in fact moved and adjusted according to whatever value they desire. Bitcoin China, you can see that the price had come down significantly based on this PBOC probe, but ever since then it has been rising significantly, going back up towards what it was previously at its peak. So look for Bitcoin to do increasingly well as countries start to crack down more and more. And that gives you some idea of where you can see the price, because I do see countries crippling the individual's ability to transact, individual's ability to pull money out of the country. And as that happens, you're going to see Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and everything like this start to rise. It's just a simple matter of fact, whether they're using them to store their money in or perhaps just using them to get their money out. It's very interesting. And this year, just another situation. You're seeing the Golden Week, which I found interesting with a lot of holidays happening, where the actual value here was increasing, but this goes interconnected, of course, with the Chinese exchange rate. And right away, basically after that, it drops. I just wanted to cover that. I thought it was interesting. Look at this. Bank of America. Okay, again, robots, automation. I like to cover it. Practically every video, I seem to have an article or two to cover on this topic. Bank of America opened 3 completely automated branches over the past month. Customers can use ATMs, video conferences with employees at other branches, and this shows you that they are going more and more towards automation. It isn't factory workers being displaced. It is all jobs. You're seeing the robo-advisors, you're seeing different tellers, you're seeing, look at the Amazon store, all kinds being replaced by these automation, robotics, and everything else. And it seems to be really, really taking off. And people seem to be, and many people, in fact, seem to be enjoying it more. I don't know. What's your opinion on that? I'd like to know. If you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to look through the book, just go over to Amazon, because they have a look inside feature that will allow you to flip through the pages of the book and see if you like it. Take care. If you're still here, just wanted to let you know I ended up changing the little banner image here when you go to the Money GPS YouTube channel, trying to make it consistent with the title from my new book, using the same image from the background. Anyway, I'm trying to just touch up the images and things that are really outdated and stuff. So wanted to let you know. Take care.